I'm a person on this board that wants to see a tax increase. I hate paying taxes. That's me personally. I'm not raising them on you. I'm raising them on me. I'm raising them on my son. I'm raising them on my family, my children. I don't want to do that. I don't want to raise your taxes more than anybody else. People say, well, the city didn't raise theirs. The county does not have a revenue generating engine. The only thing we can collect is taxes. We don't have utilities. We don't have water, sewage, power, things of that nature. We don't have any way to generate any funds. The reason some of you, we're going to vote tonight is the increase in tax, property valuation. A lot of people's property has been reevaluated. Prices have went down. Foreclosure sales. If there was a $300,000 home that was on the books last year and it went into foreclosure and it sold for $100,000, that's all Mr. Berry Cook can tax it for, $100,000. So you're losing 2/3 of your tax based on that one house. As was stated, we've lost some industry here in the county. We're $15 million in the hole right tax dollars, which takes a big chunk of our money. It seems that there was, in 2012, a little overspending, throw the county into a shortfall. There's over $1 million overspent. Spruill Bluff, someone asked about that. Money from going into Spruill Bluff is money that's being used out of our SPLOSH funds, the 1% sales tax that was voted in 2011. The people had a choice. They voted it in or could have declined it. It listed all the projects that wanted to be done. There has not been $1 out of your general revenue funds going into Spruill Bluff. It's all been out of SPLOSH money. I'm thankful it was voted in. If not, we would not be able to afford to do a lot of things we do in Upson County. Thanks.
How much was spent? I asked that question.
Down to the dollar amount, and Mr. Wayne, you might can give us a rough estimate, but it was approved, what, $100,000 spent to develop Spruill Bluff Park.
I'm guessing we've spent $70,000.
Something in that range.
So couldn't that have waited though?
We
use that clock money.
The SPLOSH says we have to do it. When people vote on the SPLOSH, for the projects on the SPLOSH.
Was that specific in that spot?
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's specific. When you get a SPLOSH referendum, it will name all the things it wants, for you to vote on. If it's so many miles of road improvement, if it's so many dollars for parks, if it's so much for Spruill Bluff, just whatever, it will all be listed on it. That was passed and voted in 2011, and that's what we're operating on now. Of course, the collection of SPLOSH is down probably 20% compared to what it was 5 years ago. So that's another thing. Everything is down.
And also we're using gate receipts at Spruill Bluff.
I can't hear you, Steve.
We're spending gate receipts, what we get for passes.
Well, was the SPLOSH money spent on the T-ball fields that ain't finished yet?
Sir, we have money in there for that, and they are working. If you'll look, go out there to Civic Center. They may not be finished, but we put a chunk of money in grading, sod, fence.
3 years.
Sir?
3 years.
Longer than that, because it was in the 05 SPLOSH.
But it's finally coming together now.
But you're aggravating the situation by going up on property tax. You said foreclosed properties. That's going to get worse. When you go up, it's going to get worse, and then you're going to have more of those properties on the market. I mean, on the courthouse square.
And a lot of them.
You're not helping the situation.
I understand.
Rusty,
We are where we are, and let me say this, there's a sheet up here, if anybody wants them, they're here on the table, it'll give you a down to the dollar and penny amount of everything that's being spent here in Upson County, and by who. You will find that we are not in control. Everybody thinks the county commissioners controls everything in the county. We don't. There are constitutional officers, and Mr. Berry Cook is doing a very good job at his office on that. They're collecting the taxes better now than they ever have been in the past. We do not have control over these constitutional officers. We have to work with them. There's unfunded state mandates that were handed down to the county that we have to supply, that the state used to pick up, such as mental health, things of that nature, medical care for these prisoners, all that now. I was really boggled when I got into office and found out everything that the county has to pay for that I never even crossed my mind. But we are in a situation where we have got to meet our obligation. We borrowed $6 million to operate on. Of course, our departments are staying under budget right now for the date and time period. they are under budget. We're gonna ask them, we're having a meeting in the next couple of weeks to refrain from overspending any more, just to maintain where we're at, see if that's gonna help. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't like it any more than you. I despise, I really wouldn't say I despise government.
Mr. Chairman.
We're in a situation and we're hung with it right now. Yes, sir.
You said the SPOS was off. Is that because of the sales tax? What this guy said about not
Because
being
of
able
the
to
spending, people are just not spending the way they want.
They don't have to spend, that's what we're trying to tell you.
And
We don't have any more money to give you.
Everybody's that way everywhere. And you say cut services, yes, we're gonna be like that.
What services, though, tell me what services you do for me. Because I don't understand, I don't know of anything y'all done to improve the quality of my life at all.
Okay, we supply you with a superior court system, we supply you with a clerk of superior court, we supply you with a tax commissioner's office, we supply you magistrate and probate.
So if I'm a
juvenile.
criminal, I get benefits.
Right.
We supply you with roads and streets. We supply you elections, the officers over there, this animal control.
Excuse me, I didn't catch the last one.
Animal control, agricultural, county agents, code enforcement, fire services, coroners, the Georgia Forest Commission, airport facilities, the archives, the 911 system, your emergency management.
That's in the sheriff's budget though, right?
No, sir, it's not. 911 has a system budget all of itself. We supply you with emergency medical services. I don't know if you've had an ambulance come to you now, but it's available. Landfill.
They pick me up at my store and they charge me $1,000 to carry me 3 blocks to
We
the
supply
hospital.
you with
Tell me how you
landfill,
pay for
a
that.
library, recreation facilities, senior citizen facilities. We contribute to the Gilmore Center to help the handicapped. Those are things we try to do in the community. And I'll say this.
Mr. Chairman, we fund the constitutional officers too.
Oh, yeah, yes.
You got to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was a constitutional officer, the sheriff and all the others.
I didn't need to read that out.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're welcome to your ideas. If you've got an idea, come to us, but everybody waits till it's time to sit down and sign it down in line and everybody's disturbed. We don't hear anything. I'd love to hear from you folks before it happens.
It hasn't happened
Mr.
yet.
Chairman,
And
Mr.
if
Chairman,
there's
I'll,
somebody that can do a job better, I'll welcome you today. You can sit in your
Mr.
seat.
Chairman, with all due respect, I was here last year when y'all raised taxes. And I said some of the same things I said about cutting and hiring independent auditors. There was never any answers given, and we raised taxes again. So that's been done.
Mr. Hudson made a statement today that there's gonna be one vote against it, and that's gonna be for political reasons. So it's pretty much a done deal. So this is basically a waste of time.
I'd like to know when I made that statement.
I can show you.
Well, we'll close public comments. We'll move on with our agenda tonight. Next up on the agenda, we have approval of on the new business, we have the approval of a special tax district for